What is going on, guys? Wow, my mic is very loud today. Let me make some adjustments to that. It is, there you go. Now that's a lot better. Almost could break my eardrums with my own voice a quick second ago. Good to see you. Operation Tech Takeover. Good to see you, my man. Welcome to the party. Come on in and join. And as my man, brother Scott, just said, when you come in, make sure that you hit like on the way in, hit the comment button, share and subscribe. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Welcome to another Monday with us, guys. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm still getting all set up. Going to be sipping on some water while you guys come in, but we got an awesome show for you guys. We got an awesome show for you guys. I need to get hydrated. It's been so hot down here in Texas. And yesterday, I spent a good 4 to 5 hours on the football field, on the flag football field, dominating. My team was dominating yesterday. What I mean by dominating, meaning we won. We can call it dominate all we want, but we won. You know, we didn't beat anybody real bad, but we did win. I'm very excited about it, and I'm very excited that we are in the second round of the playoffs. So very excited about that, guys. But come on in. Welcome to another show on this Monday. And guess what, guys? We are rocking and rolling. It is season 2, episode 23. Could you guys believe that? Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. What are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be talking about a whole bunch. The collapse is here. The collapse is here. We're talking about layoffs. We're talking about the credit crisis. And we're talking about people living in storage units. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be doing some reactions to some videos that me and my team were able to put together from offline. And this is really talking about the situation of what people are going through in America in 2025. It's insane. We always talk about layoffs. We constantly talk about layoffs, but I want you guys to be prepared if it was to happen. I want you guys to be prepared and understand if it's about to happen. That's going to be our first segment of the show, guys. That's going to be our first segment of the show. But let me give you guys a quick little rundown of what I did this past weekend. Saturday, what did I do? Nothing. No basketball. So me and the family just hung out. Sunday, we had football. That's what we did. 4 hours of football. Flag football game. We had pictures. And we watched another team that we're going to be playing next week. So I had to get some footage. And it was a remarkable weekend from the standpoint of we got a chance to do some chilling, which we haven't done in a long time. You know what? On Saturday, I forgot what he did. I totally forgot. Brother Damien and his wife Lindley and the 2 boys came over at the house. Man, we had a good time. We barbecued. That's what I did. I'm like, man, what? Saturday just wasn't just chilling. It was chilling, but it was a little bit more than that. So Brother Damien and his family came over to the house. I cooked some ribs, fast cooked, put them in a nice little, my nice beer and bar grill. And I cooked them hot and fast. I'm talking about on 300, 400, 500 degrees. And they were done within an hour and a half. Baby back ribs. They were fantastic. I also cooked some burgers, and cooked some hot dogs. So it was a fantastic weekend. Got a chance to watch the Pacers beat up on the New York Knicks. Now the championship is going to be Oklahoma City versus the Pacers. A bunch of young teams, very young teams, young stars, not superstars yet, but young stars. Tyrese Halliburton, star. You got SGA, star. You got Chet Holmgren, star. You got some good players that's going to be playing in this NBA Finals kicking off on Thursday. I have Oklahoma City winning it, but you just never know with the Pacers, man. They have surprised everyone that they've played today. They surprised me. I got to say something about the Pacers. They all can run and they all can shoot. And they're not fancy, but they all can run and they all can shoot. They can get to the basket and they can shoot the 3. It is a insane type of a basketball. They run, and they can shoot. I love that kind of basketball. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we'll see if Oklahoma City can handle that, and we'll see if the Pacers can handle Oklahoma City. It's going to be a good finals either way. I'm excited about that, guys. But hopefully you guys are getting all locked in and we are ready for the show. Let me just kick it off with my opening right now. Get ready. Get ready. There's no more warnings anymore, guys. It's here. Layoffs are still rolling. It's happening across tech. It's happening across logistics. It's happening across finance. It's happening across healthcare. It's happening across every single industry that's out there. Nobody's safe. So all you guys who are out there and trying to remain loyal, these companies ain't loyal. The companies are loyal. And you're going to find that out in some of the videos that we're going to review today. Here's a big piece of it as well. Credit defaults, they are rising, which means that people can't pay their bills. And why can't they pay their bills? Because they don't have work. People are maxed out on their credit cards, and they're still trying to buy groceries using buy now and pay later. You guys remember buy now, pay later? And now there are some folks who are literally living in storage units because they can't afford rent. That is the new reality, guys, in 2025. So we're going to unpack all of this tonight, but I want to start with one thing that hits the hardest and hits the fastest. It's the layoffs piece of it. I'll just say it like this. If you think you're safe just because you're still getting a paycheck, if you think you're safe because your boss likes you and he invites you to a cookout, or he comes to your birthday parties, or you've been at a company for a very long time and you are a high performer, you are already behind. You're already behind. So we're going to get into how you can see it coming, what you should be doing right now, and how to protect your income while everybody else is panicking, because there's a whole bunch of panic that's going on, and you can tell by the videos that's out there on TikTok. Then we are going to talk about the credit crisis that is quietly happening across the entire America, the entire United States. Is also happening in Canada, is also happening in Europe. Companies like Klarna and companies like Affirm, they are taking major losses, and these are considered fine tech. I like to call them fintech, fine tech, whatever you want to call it. These are considered fintech companies that have started because they've seen that people would want to buy things now and pay for it later on credit. So they created a company that allows people to do just that. And people are buying groceries. People are buying cigarettes. People are going on vacation, buying it now and paying it later. People are buying plane tickets, whatever you want. People are buying DoorDash using buy now, pay later. And the company itself, Klarna, they're taking losses. They just reported a 17% spike in credit losses, and they're still trying to go public. So you got folks that are out there that's financing $40 of purchases and falling behind, and Klarna is not getting their money. And your credit's getting ready to be screwed up. So this is a problem, not in just fintech. This is a problem not in tech. This is the problem that we're having in the United States and across other countries. This is a people's problem. This is a sign that the economy is way more fragile than they're telling you. Something that we've been talking about a lot on this channel. So yeah, layoffs, credit, and people turning storage units into homes. This is not one of those live streams, guys, that, I'm going to be fear mongering or anything like that. This is what's happening right now, and you are going to see it with your own eyes from the videos that people are posting online. You don't have to just take my word for it. I can understand if you're just listening right now and you're saying, oh man, Antoine just pulling a whole bunch of crap out of his butt. No, these are going to be videos that you're going to see with your own eyes of people going through it. But let's do a little bit of calm. Okay, let's do a little bit of calm. I want to start first with giving you guys some tips. Okay, some tips on Layoffs are the new normal. And what I want to give you tips on is how to be ready for them. I'm going to give you some quick tips. And layoffs aren't just happening across Microsoft and Klarna and Google and some of the companies that we've talked about. Companies are cutting headcount not because they're falling, but because they're prioritizing profits over their people. And I need you to hear me when I say this. Layoffs are no longer the exception. They are the new normal. This is something that you're going to constantly see going forward across the board. Companies are just going to be like that, especially the bigger companies. Okay? And we're just not watching rounds of cuts anymore. We're watching companies restructure how they operate. We're watching companies go down to leaner teams. We're watching fewer salaries. We're watching more automation. We're watching more outsourcing. So the real question is, will my company lay people off? Maybe it hasn't done it yet. But that's the real question that you should be asking yourself. Will my company be laying people off? And what I'm going to do right now, and I want you to take some notes on this, because I want you to understand, what am I doing now to be ready when it happens? Because it's only a matter of time. Let me give you guys 5 tips right now if you want to stay ahead of the layoffs. Number 1, book a coaching session with me. No, that is serious. Book a coaching session with me. And what we will do is we will work on getting your resume and your LinkedIn right, and we will get it done today. Your resume isn't for when you get laid off. It's before you need it. It's before you need to apply to a job. So you need to make sure it's updated. You need to make sure that it is results driven. You need to focus on outcomes, not just the duties or the tasks that you do on a day-to-day basis. And yes, LinkedIn matters. It's your online reputation. You have to make sure that you have a LinkedIn in your resume and they are both updated. So that's why I'm telling you to book a coaching session with me. Number 2, you should start applying passively. You don't need to leave your job, but you definitely do need options out there. Put a couple feelers out there, 3 to 5 feelers a week. Practice interviewing, get your interview skills up. You never know what may happen, what opportunities may open up. But the most important part is you never want to interview and it's starting from zero where you need to build up your resume skills or your interview skills again. You know how it is when you interview for the first time. It's not as sharp as it typically would be. It's kind of like the same thing if you were out there playing soccer for the first time and you haven't played in a long time. You're not going to be as sharp the first time you go out there and kick the ball. It's going to take a while for you to get back into soccer playing condition. It's the same exact way for interviews. You have to practice interviewing before you really want that job or land that job that you really want. And you don't want to start from zero. Number 3 is double down on your high income skills. Learn what companies still pay for. In a tech world, they pay for AI, they pay for cybersecurity, they pay for cloud. In sales, they pay account executives a whole bunch of money to sell products. That's what the space that I'm in. They pay for data analytics. I had a call last week with a good brother who's a math genius, and he understands data. So he's going in that route. They pay a lot of money for data analytics. Check out the videos that I drop, and check out the video I'm going to be dropping tomorrow. They pay for automation and workflow tools. So certs in today's economy, certifications, they beat degrees in this economy. Why? Because in a cert world, you get an opportunity to move fast. And it's not fancy, but you get the real skills that companies need right now. Versus degrees take years to get, and you pretty much, as soon as you finish the degree, the tools, the information that you have learned is already outdated. Okay? And the 4th tip that I'll give you guys is this. Start reconnecting with people. You need to start reconnecting with people. Tap into your network, pick up the phone, send a text message, ask people how they're doing. Do it quietly, but be consistent. You don't want to be that person that taps in and says, hey, I need a job, right? Just say, hey, how are things going on your end? And that's all you need to do. And when the time comes, that person should be top of mind and they would have thought about you. Okay? Be the top of mind before you actually need something. And I got another one. I'm gonna give you guys a bonus one. One of the most important things is that you guys can do is what I'm doing right now. Create a side stream of income. I don't care if you're making an additional $200 a month. Create a side stream of income. This is one of the most important things that you can do. It literally is. I don't care if it's a coaching business. I don't care if it's real estate. I got a good brother of mine, Damien, who was just with us. He created 2 additional side streams of income over the last year. He has real estate funds coming in, and he has a coaching business. Starting small, but he's done it in no time. One of the most important things that you can do in an economy like we are in. And you can be a freelancer. You can be a coach like I am. You can do contract work. Whatever you have, use your skills to earn money outside of your W-2. That cushion is a difference maker and also a way that will stop you from panicking and also a way that gives you power. Because you can go all in if you need to. If you have a good stream of income, you can go all in. You can do that. And this is what real career insurance looks like. I mean, like if you create an additional stream of income and you get that to a point where it can replace what you are making in your W-2, that's what real career insurance looks like. Because I can tell you like this, companies, they're going to do what's best for them. So for you, you need to do what's best for you. And that means preparing like the inevitable is going to happen. Because in this kind of a climate, it just might happen. Okay? Let me know in the chat what you guys are thinking. Let me know in the chat if you guys are seeing signs of layoffs where you work. What have you done to prepare for it? You know, we're going to keep down. We're going to keep on breaking down, these topics tonight. Next up, we're going to jump into a reaction video so that you can hear from some of the others that are talking about it. You can hear what they are talking about on how you can prepare just in case what's going to happen and what you need to be looking for in the event that was going to happen. Before I do that, let me just recognize the chat that's in the house. Operation Tech Takeover is in the house. Good to see you, Brother Scott. NC Realtor is in the house. Good to see you, young lady. I appreciate both of you guys for always being here on this beautiful Monday. We got Ant Dogs in the house. Good to see you. Coming to us from Houston. You know, I would tell you like this, Ant Dog. Houston has some good barbecue. I don't know if you've ever been to Pinkerton's Barbecue, Ant Dog. One of the best barbecue joints I've ever been to. Pinkerton's Barbecue is very, very good. And they got one in San Antonio here too. But man, it was founded out of Houston. And Pinkerton's Barbecue is probably one of the best barbecue spots I've ever had barbecue from. You should check it out if you haven't gone there. Anthony Arrington's in the house. He says, hi, everyone. And we got Rolly in the house. She says she just finished an AI in healthcare certificate from Harvard. I don't know what to do next. I need direction. Book a coaching session with me. Rolly, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I am free on this upcoming Friday. I'll have some availability. You can check my calendar out. Go to the website, www.bokheights.com, and we can have a conversation about it. We got Lil Ernest coming to us from Miami Beach. Get to see you in the house as well, my man. Ant Dog says, I'm paying down credit card debt while folks about to be paying off booze and smokes transactions for a month ago. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it, man. We are going to get into it. We are definitely going to get into that, man. Let's hear what the people are talking about. I'll let you guys hear it for yourself. You'll see what you need to prepare for because people are going through it right now. 1 second.
Before you're laid off, fired, your contract isn't renewed, or you're passed up on a promotion, there are some clear indicators that a lot of people just don't pay attention to. I had a contract that I worked for 1 year, and I kept asking this client if they wanted to renew my contract for another 6 months or 12 months. They came back and said they weren't sure, and then finally they renewed it for 2 months. Most people might think, what's the issue if your contract was renewed for 2 more months? It means you still have a job. But what that signals to me is there's probably a cash flow problem. Company never wants to be left without employees doing the work that needs to be done for the company to be successful. So if you're telling a contractor that does a lot of work on whatever projects on a day-to-day basis that they're only going to be renewed for 2 more months, you are signaling to them that you likely won't need them or won't be able to afford them thereafter. Whether a client needs me, wants me, doesn't really matter. I select my contracts based on stability. To me, 2 months isn't really stable, but it is a great amount of time for me to find another long-term contract to provide myself with the stability that I require. I pay attention to how much runway a company has, and they'll normally tell you if you ask, or if it's a publicly traded company, you can find all of this on their investors relations page. If the company doesn't have enough cash, whether you're a contractor or a full-time employee, if they don't have enough cash and you are not an integral part of keeping the company's doors open, they'll probably lay you off, terminate your contract, let you go, whatever they need to do. Another example of this.
Listen to what you just said, guys. Because many of you guys are contract workers, and many of you want to get into contract work, right? Just as if a company, is signaling that they may not be renewing your contract, something's going on. If a company says, okay, well, we're going to keep you around for another 2 months potentially, that's a sign that they probably aren't going to keep you on for very much longer. She's saying it. She's also saying you can find this information online if it's a public company. If you are a contractor or you are a full-time worker, cash flow is important. Cash flow is important at companies. If the company is starting to run out of cash, the first thing they're going to do is cut the expenses. That means you. We are the biggest expenses for most companies. It's not the operating capital or anything like that. It is us, people, humans. So if your company's running out of cash, you're working for a startup, they aren't making a whole bunch of money, don't have the investors giving them rounds of funding, that's a sign. That is a sign. She just said it. She gave you 2 big clues. Let's listen to it some more.
This before I became an independent consultant. I took on a contract just to test the waters a little bit. And when I first joined, I was like, I'm not really doing that much work, but they're paying me all this money and they have all these contractors and all these full-time employees. It doesn't really make sense. I don't really feel like this is a stable opportunity. They ended up terminating my contract early. I was only a contractor for 3 months. Why? Because they overexceeded their budget. So that's another thing I paid attention to. Does the work make sense for what's being spent? And are there too many chefs in the kitchen? If there are too many chefs in the kitchen, you're probably going to get laid off. Now, if you're full-time.
Another thing. And many of you guys got very comfortable over the COVID years. Many of you went to work, you didn't have a lot to do. Many of you didn't have a lot to do at all. So you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs. What she basically said is, if there's not enough work and there's a whole bunch of contracts and a whole bunch of full-time employees that's out there, you don't have a whole bunch of work to get done, more than likely there's going to be cuts coming. Because somebody's going to figure it out. I was in a gym on Friday. I was talking to a gentleman who works outside on a typically basis, and he's affected by weather. And even in construction companies. So he's in construction. When it rains down here in San Antonio, which has been raining for the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've had some showers. Some heavy showers, which we need, right? But anyway, when you're in construction and it rains like that, you get the day off. And the person was telling me that his company guarantees 40 hours a week. So his company does right by his employees. But when they work, when it rains, they get to sleep in. The boss is changing that now. The big boss upstairs is changing that. He's guaranteed the 40 hours. But when it rains outside, you better come in. You better find something to do around the yard. You better find something to do around the buildings. You better clean up. You better take trash out. You better wipe the sinks. You better clean the toilets. This is what companies are doing now. This is the conversation that I just had with somebody who's in the construction industry. You better find something to do before you just sit there and sit in the bed. If you don't have enough work, that is a sign that the company may be going through some things and you may be getting laid off. That's what she said. It's very clear.
The other thing you could pay attention to outside of money is your performance. If you get put on a PIP, they're probably trying to get you out of there. If you're excluded from meetings that you used to be a part of, or your manager is kind of just icing you out, they're probably going to lay you off and let you go. If you're not being given opportunities to advance, but somebody else is, you're probably not going to get that promotion. There's all these subtle things that happen in corporate America that are very easy to assess your role within an organization if you just pay attention. The moment my client renewed my contract for 2 months, I literally started interviewing a week later and I officially accepted another contract, and I'm happy for this new beginning.
Look at that. She's smart. She's smart. As soon as they told her that they was going to be renewing her contract in 2 months, she was like, I'm about to be applying for a job. I got 2 months runway. That's 60 days. And she accepted another position. Very, very smart, intelligent, beautiful young lady. I want to get you guys' feedback on what she's saying here. Have you guys experienced that? Are you guys getting any of the warning signals? Is this news to you? Did you guys know this stuff? Or is this a eye-opener for you? Or is it brand new? Just let me know what you think. Let her continue on.
And I would still work with any of the clients that I've had in the past if they needed me and I had the bandwidth. Not to add, while it's good that your client, if you're working contract work, may come back to you and be like, oh, actually, we want to extend you for like this longer period of time. It's the same thing as when a company says, oh, you got a job offer from somewhere else? Well, we'll match the salary. It's a little too late, and it's hard to trust that they will actually keep your contract for that period of time. Because remember, if you're at an at-will state, they can terminate you early. So they could just be extending it so that you stay without having the true intentions of actually keeping you for that allotted period of time. So I always like to just play it on the safe side.
She gave you guys some game. You know how sometimes you go ahead and put your resignation in and the company's like, oh, we're going to match the salary. Oh, you got a job somewhere else, right? You know how it is. We've done it before, right? You tell a company that you're leaving and all of a sudden they want to make you stay because they like the work that you do. You didn't get that promotion that you wanted. You're like, oh, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm going to go somewhere else. Next thing you know, you submit your resignation. 48 hours later, they're giving you what you asked for or what you wanted. No one could have did that before. No one could have gotten it done before. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about because it's happened to you before. They could have handled it the first time, but they tested you and you said, I'm leaving. And then they want to come back and say, okay, here's your $140,000, Antoine. Here's your $160,000, Antoine. Here's your $180,000, Antoine. Or they say, all right, go. Go. We'll find somebody else to replace you. But a lot of companies do that. And they do the same thing on the contract side as well, too. So you may not, they may say, okay, we're not going to renew your contract in 2 months. Your contract could be ending in August. Yeah, we're not going to renew your contract. And then you go and start looking for a job. And next thing you know, they say, a couple weeks later, we're going to renew your contract to keep you stay and keep you working long. They can still fire you. They can still end your contract. They can do that. So be careful out there. She's giving you guys the game. And you didn't have to hear it from me. You heard it from a pretty, good-looking, chocolate, beautiful young lady. And she gave you guys the game. Let's listen to another one.
If you feel suddenly like you're cut off from communication, like, oh, I used to be in all these meetings and now I'm not, and I feel a little disconnected. Last year, 750,000 people were laid off. Don't want you to be the person this year who's like, I didn't see it coming. So here are some of the signs. Ask you to put together a list of bullet points or to describe your job description. There's been some structural changes like M&A activity, merger, acquisition, recent company has been acquired. It's been a recent outsourcing of your
This is something that Elon Musk did with Doge. On Friday, send me what you do at your job. Send me what you was able to accomplish. All these government workers that were laid off because of Doge. If you get an email like that inside your company, give me a list. Tell me your job description. Tell me what you do, what you accomplish. Something's cooking. Something's cooking in the kitchen. They got a nice little pot, got some ribs in it, and they're boiling it. And they get ready to put some seasonings on it. It's not ready. It's not ready yet. But that's what's happening right now. You starting to smell something? What's that smell? Smells good. You think it's going to smell good, but that's going to be your butt in the pot. That's when they're going to lay you off. God damn. You're the one that's going to be cooking. You didn't know, but you're on fire right now. That's what's happening. If their company is already talking about moving people over to India, to Peru, to Argentina, places in South America, if your company's like, okay, we're opening an office in Peru, if your company's opening an office in Costa Rica, if your company's opening an office in Nicaragua, if your company is expanding in India, not going to be a whole bunch of people in America left. They get ready to get rid of a bunch of people locally. I've seen it done. It's happened often at the companies I work for. These are the signs, and she's giving them to you.
Your work either to freelancers, contractors, or outside of the US. The scope of your job has changed, and you actually have to take on way less, or you're now working in a less critical, non-revenue producing part of the company. Budget cuts to your department, budget cuts to the overall company, budget cuts to things that used to be perks, a reduction in staff. So what used to be 4 people now is like your sole responsibility, and somehow you're expected to like do all of those things. Same rate, same pay.
Think about what she said too, guys. You remember during the COVID times where they had all these perks. People come to the office, get their own bean bags, coffee, whatever it is that they're giving you guys a nice little $30 a day stipend. You remember that. And all of a sudden they start to reduce that in 2023. 2024, they started to reduce it even more. 2025, they tell your butts to return to the office, and no longer there's perks. You don't get the coffee that you eat. You don't get the candy. The brownies aren't fresh. They're stale because they're refreshed every 2 weeks. The cookies are dirty. The cookies are stale, got flies on them. Those are signs that something is about to happen. It's happened across the tech industry. We read through all the articles. I read through all the Reddits. Those were the signs, guys. Those were the signs. And she's giving them to you. If your company is showing you some level of signs like this, you better be careful. You know it's coming.
Hiring freeze and pay freeze specifically, if it's like, we can only give you a 1% increase in your pay, even though you've taken on all these additional responsibilities. You've had 2 or more different bosses in a 1-year period. That's not a great sign.
I just had 2 people close to me tell me that they were laid off.
If you have a sneaking suspicion that your company is going to do a mass layoff, you need to check the WARN notices. The WARN Act is a U.S. labor law that requires most employers with 100 or more employees to provide notification 60 calendar days in advance of mass layoffs of employees. To be proactive, search up on Google WARN notice and then your state. There you'll find a government website. And for the Washington State WARN notices, you can find the name of the employer, the number of affected workers, the type of layoff, and the effective date of the layoff or closure. If I scroll down, here are some of the companies that are planning to do layoffs, and you have the layoff start date and the affected workers. My friend Amber is completely right. Whether or not your company is doing a layoff, you should always have a backup plan because a lot of the companies are no longer loyal to their employees. So 3 things you can do is start applying for jobs on the side, pick up a side hustle or start a business so you can create an additional line of income if you lose your main source of income. Third, it is absolutely crucial that you save enough for a fully funded emergency fund.
She gave it to you. She gave it to you. Matter of fact, that was one of the ones that wasn't even in my tips. I didn't give you guys that tip. You heard it from her, though. Make sure that you're putting money aside. Make sure you are saving. Make sure you are saving. That's it, guys. I mean, she's giving you the game. Start applying now. Additional stream of income. I told you guys to book a coaching session with me, and then you would have gotten the financial advice. Make sure you are putting money away and do it ahead of time, guys. Book a coaching session with me now. You don't have to wait until the situation happens. You have and you need guidance. And I'm the one to give you the guidance. If it's not me, I'll point you to somebody else. You need help, and do it before the situation is dire. Far too many times I jump on my coaching calls and the person's like, Antoine, I just need to make $1,000 next week. I just need to make $1,000 in this month. What can I do? Don't wait for the chaos to be there. Some people I can help. Some people I can't. If you're looking to make $1,000 in a week because you have lost all your money and you waited to the last minute to book a coaching session, your fault. Get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. So look, we're going to make a switch right now to buy now, pay later. We're going to make a switch to buy now, pay later. But before we make that switch, you guys got to give me your feedback. Does all of this make sense to you? Does it all make sense to you? Stevenson says this: it's tough, but make it a goal to have 2 years of expenses saved up just in case. Boy, I'm telling you right now, that's enough. You can get 2 years of expenses. That's a lot of money. Keep your expenses low. Do your best to keep your expenses low. I am telling you right now. Boy, if I was to talk to a young man that doesn't have any kids right now, which I do, I often talk to my good brother, Eddie. Doesn't have any kids, got his own house, makes over $200,000 a year. Keep your expenses low, man. Don't go out there and buy a new car. You can live in a up-and-coming area. You don't have to go out there and spend $500,000 on a house. Spend $200,000 on a house. Have your mortgage under $2,000 a month. Stay in that house for 2 years. Potentially even rent a room out. Don't waste your money on these women. Chill out. Have a good time. Save, save, save. You never know what the situation may be in the future. A lot of times, people end up in a bad situation because they aren't told anything ahead of time. They don't have an Uncle Antoine that's sitting here having conversations with them online saying, this is what you should do. They follow along with the crowd of whoever they're hanging out with, who's having babies out of wedlock, who's having babies and not married. They're following people who have potentially been on Section 8 for half their lives, and they're listening. You saw the videos that we put out last week in the review that we did last week of all the people who said they knew people that were on Section 8 since they were born. This is a lot of people. Apparently 3.6 million people could be impacted if policies are changed. Section 8, welfare, all that sort of stuff. But a lot of people follow the people who are using this stuff and think that's how they should run their lives. I tell people nonstop, if you are a single man or woman, just keep your head down. Save as much money as possible. Don't be extra. You don't need that new GMC Sierra. You don't need that new Toyota Tundra. You don't need that Tacoma. I know it looks good on you and you're making a whole bunch of money. It is fine. Don't do it. Don't do it. Use that money to build another stream of income. Because you're going to get in the corporate world and you're going to be running on a treadmill of trying to get more, but you're spending a lot more as well. That's what America has become. That's what the corporate world wants you to do. They want to keep you trapped. They want to keep you in a situation where you are a hamster running on a hamster wheel. And then all of a sudden, boom, no more job. You're stuck. Now you're booking a call with Antoine. Oh man, I'm running low on my savings. Can you help me with my resume? I haven't done a resume in 20 years. Don't wait. Get it done now. I'm telling you. I'll tell you like this, Ant Dog. I love the new Toyota Sequoias. They are probably the best looking trucks that Toyota has made, or the new lines of cars that Toyota has made. Because the Tundra ugly, the new Tacomas are ugly. The Sequoias, they did a good job by the Sequoias. Those things look bad. I'm talking about they look clean. Every time I see one around town, I'm like, man, that's a good looking truck. But I don't need them. You don't need it. Don't go and spend the money on it. Steven Stern knows what I'm talking about. Steven Stern just bought an S-Class. But Steven got money, though. That's a difference. It's a big difference. But let's continue on, guys. Klarna. You guys don't know what Klarna is. You get ready to find out Klarna. Klarna's collapse is a wake-up call, guys. It's a wake-up call for your career, and it's a wake-up call for your wallet. Many of you guys have probably seen Klarna, the little pink button that's typically at the checkout of whatever you're going to be paying for. If you go to Etsy or you go to any of the shopping stores that you guys like to shop at, buy yourself some socks or whatever it is, you see a little button, checkout button. You can click on it and it says pay in 4, pay in 8, pay in 2. That's Klarna. It is the biggest buy now, pay later company that is out of Europe. And just a few years ago, they were sitting on top of the world. Got everybody signing up for their platform and got hundreds of millions of users. They had a $45 billion valuation. They had Super Bowl ads, complete company domination. You're talking about they made all the buy now, pay later companies look silly. They crushed it. But now what's happening is they're losing money. People aren't paying their loans back. And just last week, they reported a 17% spike in credit losses, totaling 136 million. And this is not just a Klarna problem. This is you might be next problem. And here's the connection right here. When people don't make enough money to cover their basic needs, when their jobs aren't stable or their paychecks aren't growing, they tend to borrow. They finance sneakers, they finance laptops, they finance flights, they finance groceries. All with these buy now, pay later deals. You got people online buying Burger King using buy now, pay later. Buying Wendy's using buy now, pay later. DoorDash coming up to the house with Burger King, Arby's, Qdoba, Chipotle, all on buy now, pay later. It's a short-term relief, but what it's doing is causing long-term damage. That's what it's doing. Think about this. When you're somebody who's underpaid or you're stuck in the wrong career, companies like Klarna become your safety net. Because what you basically will say in your mind is, all right, I will eventually get to that point where I'm going to be making enough money to be able to pay this stuff off. But what if the company lays you off? You aren't making enough money and the company lays you off. Now you have all this credit or this debt, right? Because you used all this credit. You'd open the credit in Klarna and you've been using it. You don't have a job. And that's when it gets really dangerous. Or if you're in a career that you don't like and You think that you're going to level up and you want to level up, but you just don't do the right things. You don't book a coaching call with me. You don't book a coaching call with Damien. You don't book a coaching call with the right people. You choose not to level up, and you don't level up because you don't know how to level up. And that's also dangerous, because then you're going to be sitting in a job where you're stuck. You're going to be upset. You're going to make the people around you upset. You're going to be the bad energy. Then you're going to get fired. That's just how it happens. And if you're not in a future-proof industry like tech, sales, or data, or cloud, and your income doesn't stretch, you're going to lean on debt just to survive. So Klarna isn't solving the income problem. What they're doing is they're profiting because of the income problem. And what I will tell you guys like this is a clue and a cue to always focus on leveling up your skills. Pivot into high growth careers. Make real money. Don't borrow it. Make real money, don't borrow it. So now you know what Klarna is doing now. They are buy now, pay later, but what they're choosing to do style. So they're trying to create a stock trading feature inside their app. Now the question is why? Because they want control of both your spending and your investing. Absolutely wild. They're building wealth off of your decisions, which most of the time are poor decisions. And while most people are struggling to pay off 4 easy payments for a pair of shoes, Klarna is making a whole bunch of money. They're making a whole bunch of money. And now we're going to get into what people are saying on this whole Klarna thing. 136 million, 17% losses. This is a company that was valued at 45%. At 45 million. Sorry, no, I said that wrong. This is a company that was valued at 45 billion. Now you're going to hear it from the people who can't pay Klarna back. Now you're going to hear it from the people who are questioning Klarna's motives. And I've never used buy now, pay later. I can't say the same thing for my wife. But I can tell you like this, me personally, I've never used it. I never believed into it. I got a credit card, that thing gets paid off. I've never used buy now, pay later. Many of you guys probably have. I think it was totally a scam from the get-go. And you're going to find out from some of these people what they think about it as well. Let's jump into it.
Why the fuck didn't y'all pay back y'all Klarna debt? Am I the only one that's trying to keep them in business? Are y'all dead ass right now? Klarna about to, I am off, okay? Klarna?
Not Klarna going broke because y'all won't pay them back. Loan company Klarna is reporting that they are suffering major losses due to customers not repaying back their loan.
I have spent $32,196.23 on Affirm and Klarna since 2022. And the big question is, what did I purchase? If you are new here, hi, my name is Diva and I am $107,000 in debt and I am the Affirm and Klarna girl. Yep. When I started this journey, I had $9,500 in debt to Affirm and Klarna. I now have it under $3,000 and we are about to pay off 8 of those suckers next week. But what did I purchase? This is the question everybody always asks. Honestly, everything under this. I have done groceries. I have purchased concert tickets. I have purchased Airbnb. I have gotten my car fixed on Affirm and Klarna. All kinds of stuff. I think I've even gotten gift cards for random stuff. You can pretty much purchase anything you want almost on Affirm and Klarna. And I do get questions like Affirm. Yes, I have 12-month plans. I have not purchased on anything on Affirm probably since last February, so it's been almost a year, and a lot of these are finally coming to the end, but also I've paid off a lot. I literally had like 50 of these when I started this journey in May, It's crazy. It's insane. I know what I'm saying is insane.
You guys heard it. You guys heard it. She bought everything under the sun under a firm in Klarna. She got her car maintenance done. She bought concert tickets. She bought gift cards. This is what people are doing. And this is how people are getting into debt. My big brother, my brother from another mother, Matt Kirk says it right. The key is living within your means. Cash is king. Don't finance it if you can't pay it off. That's right. Now, her situation right here, she sounds like she finally got it under control, but she's had a whole bunch of money that she spent on Klarna. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. The good thing for her is she's paying it off. That's crazy. She had car work done, Ant Dog, on Klarna. That's not the right way to go about doing it, guys. Do not finance it if you can't pay it off. And here's what's very, very important that nobody's talking about. They're not going to talk about it in here. Make sure that if you're going to finance anything, you got a job that pays the bills. You got a high income job. What we talked about before. Be in a role that you can use your credit card, and before you know, you got commissions coming in, and you know those commissions are coming in, so you'll be able to pay it off. Like, I'm financing a vacation this summer. I got a big commission check that just hit. I got another one that's coming on June. I got another one that's coming on July. So when I take my family to Cancun in July, it's already paid off. But I put it on my credit card. Getting all the points. Pay it off. You need to have a skill, but you also need to have a job that's going to allow for you to pay it off. Don't just get yourself in a situation where you're not making a whole bunch of money and then you decide you wanted to use this and thinking that, oh man, I'm going to get figured out a little bit later. You're going to find yourself in a whole bunch of debt. And then what's going to happen? You're going to get to a point where you're going to want to buy a house, especially for you young cats, next generation, right? For you young cats who, when you're young, you just think that, oh man, I got time. I'll get this all paid off. It's not going to hurt my credit. No, this will hurt your credit. You get to a point where you want to settle down and you're going to get into your 30s or your 40s and you want to purchase a house. Next thing you know, they're going to look at your credit. They're going to look at your credit score. And they're going to see all the debt that you have on here from Klarna and Affirm. Don't think that not paying this stuff off, you're going to get a ticket to ride. That's not how it's going to work. They are going to come after you. You're going to have debt collectors coming after you. You're going to have your phone's going to be blowing up. You're going to be sitting down next to your wife or your girlfriend, or you're going to be sitting next to your husband or your boyfriend, and your phone going to be dialing. You're going to be like, all these spams coming. All these spam callers calling me. If you were to answer, it's going to be a collection notice. You're going to have a whole bunch of mail coming to your house that has a little pink on it, a little yellow envelope inside. How do I know what colors they are? Because I know. I'm a landlord, right? So I know when things are in collection. I know because I get the bills. On my properties, I have the utilities set up in my name, but the tenants are supposed to pay them. If my tenants don't pay them, they come to my house and it's pink. If you see an envelope coming at somebody's house that you're with and it has a little pink notice in it, a pink sheet in it, it's a debt. It's a collection. They got to respond to that. That's going to eventually mess up your credit. When that happens for me, I got to get on my properties manager's butt to go and collect that money. But what I end up doing right away so it doesn't mess up my credit is I go and pay it off. And they pay me back. Sometimes that's come to hurt me. $366 for a water bill that hasn't been paid for in 4 months. Like, what do you guys have going on over there? Oh, Mr. Wade, I'm sorry. I totally forgot about it. It wasn't in my name, so I wasn't getting the bill. You know you need to pay your water every single month. You know you need to pay your water every single month. People are careless. sometimes. They're careless. That's what it is. Let's continue on.
It's crazy. It's insane. I know what I'm saying is insane.
Klarna is pretty much going bankrupt because no one is paying them back. Like, they have a record high number of users on the platform. They have 100 million users. But at the same time, no one is paying them back. So they literally reported $136 million of unpaid debt. Like $136 million that people are just not paying back, and they're just, saying fuck it. And now Klarna is at a major loss. Even though they have a record high number of users on the platform, there's more users who are just not paying that shit back. And that's because you guys are letting people finance groceries and finance DoorDash orders. And I feel like people are seeing that and being like, well, actually, if I just do my biggest one right now and then not pay you guys back, I actually am just not going to have to pay you guys back. And then I don't know how much people actually care about things affecting their credit. Like, I don't even think they're thinking like, oh yeah, like this is going to affect whatever, blah, 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 blah. I just think people are like, whatever, I'm running off on the plug right now. Like, literally people are running off on the plug, dead ass, with Klarna. They said, actually, yeah, I agree to all your terms and uses and all that. And they get their loan of whatever the and they say, yeah, but I'm not paying you back. And now Klarna is literally about to go bankrupt because, bitch, nobody is paying them back. And, like, honestly, with inflation and how shit is really set up, how is that gonna work anyway? You see what I mean? But anyway, oh well, Klarna, we will see.
He just broke it down to you. He just broke it down to you and what's going on, he says. If you read the fine print, I had to go and check this out today. If you read the fine print on Klarna, they say they aren't going to run a hard credit report on you. It's a soft pull, right? So they get a whole bunch of people that already probably has messed up credit, and they give you an extension. Here's $1,000. Here's $10,000. Here's $15,000. Go and spend the money that you want to spend. We're not going to come after you if you can't pay this off. Get you thinking that you don't have to worry about it if you can't pay it off. Wrong. You gave me your social security number. That's why they did a soft pull. They know your address. They know your name. They know your email. They have ways to get a hold of you. They found the loophole. If they go bankrupt like this guy is talking about, guess what they're going to do? They're going to sell that debt to somebody else. Somebody else is going to come after you. Somebody else will come after you. So if you don't pay your bills, you're going to be in a bad situation. My brother just said something really important right now. Build generational wealth while you are young. Don't fall into a trap of keeping up with the Joneses. I'm telling you right now. Me and my brother, Matt, that just gave me the game right here. We were the youngest individuals that moved into basically $1 million neighborhood in 2012. We were the youngest that moved into $1 million neighborhood in 2012 in Atlanta. Matt is my age. Yeah, I think he's younger than I am. I'm 41. I think Matt's 40 or 39. And we grew up around individuals who, when you're living in $1 million neighborhood, you see your neighbors, they get a new car. Next you know, everybody else wants a new car. Right? They get new furniture in the house. Next you know, everybody else wants a new furniture. They get a new basement done. Next thing, everybody else gets a new basement done. They get a new Porsche. Next thing you know, everybody else gets a new Porsche. We grew up around that. These are life lessons that we are giving you guys. Don't keep up with that. Don't keep up with it. There's no reason to. Before you know it, you're going to be running that hamster wheel for the rest of your life. You're going to be spending money using things like Klarna and think you're going to be paid off. And next you know, layoffs are going to happen and you're going to be in a massive debt crisis. This is what's happening in the United States. This is what's happening with a lot of people. I'm telling you, this is exactly what's happening with a lot of people right now. Listen to this next one.
And tell me why I tried to... Y'all. And tell me why I tried to move money to my savings account and my bank wasn't working. And then as soon as it starts working, I go into my account and Klarna got my money. I wasn't ready to pay Klarna. I was going to pay Klarna on Wednesday. But Klarna bypassed, I don't even know how, my lock feature on my card and took and took $79 out of my account. It left me with $3. I guess I'm walking home from work.
They're coming after your wages, guys. They're going to withdraw some out of your account. That $79 that you thought you wasn't going to pay back until a little bit later, nah, they're getting their money. Now you got $3 in your account. All you can do is buy one cheeseburger. If you can buy that these days, because with inflation, I don't even know how much a McDonald's cheeseburger anymore, but my understanding is that it's no longer $1. The dollar menu is no longer a dollar menu. That's what's happening. You're hearing it right now. She decided that she wanted to go and spend that money, use Klarna, buy now, pay later. Got a little bit of money in your account. Figure her bank situation wasn't working. Like, oh man, why can't just imagine you getting up to a cashier or something like that, trying to get some Gatorade, or you go out to eat real quick and you know you got $79 and you're going to buy something for about $15. Then you get there, your debit card don't work. God damn! Your debit card don't work. You're embarrassed. Oh, I know I got money in my account. You already got the food in hand and everything, right? They already give you your food, or you already placed the order, and next you know, denied. You gotta act a certain way. Oh, let me just call my bank. I'm gonna sit off here to the side real quick. You call your bank up. You do your little research, or you go on your app. All you got is $3. Dang, what hit my account? Klarna. Now you're looking at like, God damn! Why did I do it? Aunt Dog says she can get a hamburger with no condiment. Alfie says enough of us stop paying, we win. That ain't how it works, man. Enough of you stop paying, what's going to happen is the company's going to go bankrupt. That's what's going to happen. The company's going to go bankrupt. But they're still going to sell it to somebody else, and they're going to come after you. You win when you don't do it. That's how you win, Alfie. You win, like Ken said. My brother Ken Barney, that I just spent some time with in Houston. Avoid buy now, pay later. Don't do it. That's how you win. You win by not getting into that game. That's how you win. It's not the fact that enough of us stop playing to win, stop paying, you win. That's not how it works. That's the stuff that people get exhausted from. That's the cheat. That's the think I'm getting over the system kind of a thinking. That's the system. That's the way that keeps people back. Enough of us stop playing, we win. That's not how it works. You don't get into that game, you win. My brother Stern says, if you can't buy it, don't buy it. The end. That's it. It's simple. And that takes discipline. But half of the United States and Europe and all these other countries where we've been westernized and we've been copying people for forever, we aren't disciplined. Half of us can't even get up on the right time in the morning. Half of us can't even get up to work out. Half of us can't get up to send our boss an email. Half of us can't get up to take the trash out for our wives and our daughters and our kids and our husbands. Failing. We don't have the discipline. That's the discipline part. We have to be disciplined. Don't buy it. if you can pay for it. Let's listen to the next one.
Y'all putting Klarna in debt is absolutely crazy. Like, you guys are really not paying Klarna back. Like, so y'all are really buying shit and just dead ass saying, F it, I'm not gonna pay the balance back. Like, do y'all not worry about y'all credit scores? Like, I'm so confused, cause I be concerned. A bitch is concerned. 137 or 36, I think, $1 million that Klarna has not been paid back. And it's like, I saw this coming. As soon as they said that you could use Klarna for DoorDash, you could use Klarna for groceries, I was like, oh no. I'm like, y'all are giving these people an inch and they're gonna take a mile. I know what Klarna was trying to do, and I know it's because of how the economy is right now. So they're like, let's help these people out, but y'all can't help these people out. They're going to take advantage. People are really doing their big one, ordering, probably making a big ass order on DoorDash, big ass order of groceries, and they're like, all right, well, just gonna pay that like one, because you know with Klarna, like you pay that 1/4 of the payment, or you could like pay monthly. Like they have different deals, so people are just paying that one payment and then like saying F it. Y'all, please don't ruin it for the rest of us. Please don't ruin it for the rest of us, because now, since y'all started acting up, I bet you Klarna's about to get so strict. Like, you're probably going to have a perfect credit score to be able to use Klarna. I swear to God.
Klarna is $136 million in debt. First off, y'all started in debt because it was a dumb idea from the beginning. We already got credit cards. And then y'all started allowing people to put credit cards on credit. Dumb. We are not in a generation of our parents where our parents felt the want and the need to pay any and every bill back on time, and if not on time, the next month. This generation right here don't care, all right? They will literally look at you in the face and said, you should have never gave me the money in the first place.
That's how people are acting today. They're entitled. You guys have seen the TikTok videos when we did it last week on the credit crisis. What would the young lady said? Oh, you gave me this credit card during college. You shouldn't have gave me a $10,000 credit limit. That's what this generation is saying. There's no longer the generation that takes accountability or takes responsibility for the things that they decide to do and the mess ups that they make. Nah, they say, that's your problem. I don't care if it messes up my credit. I don't care if it messes up my situation, my life. And then they go and blame it on Klarna.
And to make matters worse, y'all started accepting anything and everything. Groceries, clothing, plane tickets, and y'all was close to accepting mortgages. And if that was the case, 136 would have been the least of y'all worries. Klarna, I know y'all came into the industry with good intentions, but these people don't give a damn. People will take a whole trip on a credit card, and then as soon as they return, fraud. It wasn't them. But you thought y'all was going to get paid back. Right. Let that sink in. People will let their student loans lapse. Change jobs 6-7 times just so their wages won't get garnished. But y'all thought y'all was going to get paid back. Right. People will not pay taxes. But y'all was going to get right.
God damn. He's telling the truth. He is telling the absolute truth. They thought that they were helping people. They were helping people to get into more trouble. They were helping people to mess up their lives. And y'all fell for it. Many of you guys fell for it. Ant Dog says they can survive this. Go bankrupt and rebrand. Yeah, Klarna is, we shouldn't even worry about Klarna. What I'm choosing to bring this up for is for you all. Because this isn't going to go away. This is a loophole. This is what companies are doing these days. They're saying that this makes them money, so they're going to continue to do it. And there's going to be another version of this if Klarna does go bankrupt. Just don't do it. Don't do it. NC Worker says, too many of us buy with our eyes instead of looking at our budgets and our wallets. Truth. Nothing but truth. We see it, we got to get it. We see it, we got to get it. Operation Tech Takeover. You win until the sheriff show up at your house with that serve papers for your court appearance. That's right. You've been served. Now you got to go to court. And Stevenson says, I wonder if these same people are the ones that didn't pay back student loans. I guarantee you most of them are the same people. They don't learn. They don't learn because they don't take accountability. R3D says, how about a spare rib for 25? Oh, man. I cooked some baby backs this past weekend, right? Cooked some baby backs. You know, for that $3 that she had left in her bank account, I could have gave her a nice little plate. I would have gave her a nice little burger, a hot dog, and some ribs. But I would have took the $3, though. I don't even know what $3... This right here, this little energy drink that I get from this, our Texas local coffee shops called On the Grind. This little thing right here, $6. So $3, it doesn't get you very much in this kind of economy with inflation the way it is. Wages low. It's a bad situation, which is the reason why we're having a conversation about it. Don't go into debt, guys. Many people in this chat need to hear this. Don't go into debt. Don't do the buy now, pay later. Don't touch it. You will be in a bad situations. You will be in a bad situation. My boy Matt says, Antoine knows he can cook some ribs, man. Believe me, my boy can cook. I'm telling you, man, those ribs were fire, Matt. Absolutely fire, brother. You can cook some ribs too, man. My boy Matt can cook some fantastic ribs and some pork shoulders, man. I'm telling you. Fantastic, man. I tell you one thing. The best thing that my boy can cook, prime rib. Prime rib. I've had to learn how to cook prime rib like my boy. He invited us to Thanksgiving some years ago. Cook a prime rib. Best prime rib I've ever had in my life. Smoked. If you guys never smoked a prime rib, you should taste his. And ever since that day, whenever I'm having prime rib, it has to be smoked. That's my brother right there. And Steven Stern says, Klarna is the symptom of the problem. It's true. It's just a symptom. We love debt. There's a credit crisis going on. 136 million, that's only a small symptom. This is a credit crisis that's going on in the United States. Get your debts paid off, guys. Continue to make money in your skills. Level up your skills. That's the only way you're going to be able to make money. That's the only way that you'll be able to make money. It's getting so bad right now, guys, to the point where people have no place to live anymore. Well, they do have a place to live. Not in your traditional way, though. Most of the time you think about, you know, if you're going to be living somewhere, you're going to live in a house, parents' basement. You may live on the streets, but you can't even live on the streets anymore because you might get ticketed. You might get ticketed. They don't want you to live on the streets anymore. You might have to live in your car. Some people have figured out new ways to go about living arrangements. And guess what's booming in America right now? Storage units. People are building a ton of storage units in America because people want to hang on to a whole bunch of their valuables. And they don't have any place to put it because houses are smaller. They figure they can put it in a storage unit, $200 a month, and they're cool with it. $200 a month, $2,400 a year. Don't have to buy a big house, right? Well, now people are choosing to use those storage units to live. They're choosing to use those storage units to live. Why are they choosing those storage units to live? Because they're not making enough money to live in a regular house. They didn't make the best career choices. Maybe they used Klarna and they got evicted. I don't know what the situation was, but maybe that's the case. But we're going to find out from some individuals right now that are choosing another way of living. Let's listen to it.
I'm currently living in a storage unit. My landlords decided not to renew my lease this year.
I think y'all are just jealous. I live out here, don't gotta spend money. I live in a tent and I'm making it work.
Do and go to sleep. So this is our living space.
I just got some terrible news, man. I just got kicked out the storage unit, man. This is crazy. I don't know where I'm gonna go now.
They wanted living in the storage unit. I was able to get electricity so I could start cooking.
This is what's happening right now in America, guys. People are choosing to live in storage units. Can you believe that? It's so bad that people are choosing to live in storage units. Rent's too high. They have no place else to go. The government isn't making it easy to turn things like shopping centers into units where people can live, small units. So now people are living in storage units. This is what people have come to these days. They're renting out storage units and living in storage units. And I got to say, some of them don't look that bad. Let's look at this one.
I live in a storage unit because it's cheap in comparison to an apartment. Living here is actually really comfortable. I get a lot of things that I need and want to get done here. I can exercise. I can use the bathroom. I can play music anywhere in the unit. It's climate controlled in here, so it's nice and warm. This unit is 24 hours, so I can come here anytime I want, stay here as long as I need to. We can take naps if we need to and go to sleep. So this is our living space. Very, very grateful to have this space. The next goal is to get an RV. The next goal after that, tiny home.
And the place has heating and electricity. And the place has cooling. This is what people are living to and living in these days. Look at this.
If we want to eat, I just cook right out front. Or we'll just prepare something cold inside of the unit. Sandwiches, a lot of times we make salad. If we want to get power, we use our power bank. They also have power here so we can charge our power bank. Me and my baby will live here as long as we need to until we get the shelter that we want. Because we're living here, now we can save up more money to get what we really want. We're in it for the long haul.
When I came across this one, guys, I was like, wow. Do your careers and the decisions that you make, are they more important than ever? Because nobody's coming to save you these days. I got to give it to the man, though. Because if he's choosing to do this to save money, it's a very, very smart and clever way. But if he's doing this out of bad decisions, boy, oh boy, hopefully he turns it around. Hopefully he turns it around. Walt says this guy should not be on social media. He's on social media, Walt. He's let the cat out of the bag. R3D says the stove is about to burn the whole storage unit down. Anton says he's going to earn money from TikTok to get out there. He's definitely going to get the donations. MJ Kansman says Wi-Fi in a storage unit. Where's the Netflix? Rent is cheap in a storage unit, he says. Dog says his nightstand is nicer than his. Check it out, guys. Check it out. This is what people are coming to these days. This is how they're living. This is what some of the storage units looks like. Look at this. Got some Sanford and Son. There's another unit. Nice mirror. Camera. Lounge chairs, a bed. Look at that. Now, I've spoken to some friends, and they were in Iraq or whatever it was, and they said that they've had pictures of, this kind of a stuff inside of, their inside of their units, right? So this is storage unit living for people who are in the military might be something that is what I would consider to be kind of common. I've spoken to some folks who were in Iraq and in the Middle East, and that was what they used. They used storage units. They used storage units. Like if you had a full trailer, you had AC and all this other stuff, it was basically a shipping container. That's what they're building. Now, I guess a question that I have for you guys is this. Is this smart? Is this a new norm? Is what this guy doing, is it smart? Because if you can spend about $200 a month living in a storage unit and you have electricity, you got Netflix, you got TV, whatever it is, it doesn't need to be that big. If you're single, you got a girlfriend, don't have kids. I think about this, right? One of the things that's going on right now in California is, with the wildfires that has happened, the restrictions on building is because of all the permits that need to happen, right? So much regulation. This is the same thing that happens when there's a mall in the middle of St. Louis or a mall in some place like Brookfield, Wisconsin that needs to be torn down or can be reused and repurposed for something else. They can be repurposed for storage units. But with the building codes and regulations, they can't. It's an arm and a leg. It takes too long. So this may be a government issue right here. This may be a government issue. Maybe we should allow for these malls that are old and outdated. We got a homeless problem, right? They say, okay, well, there's not enough homes for the number of people. We need to build more homes. They've been saying that for a long time, right? They haven't been able to keep up with the building for the number of people that we have here. But for some weird reason, we don't have policies that allow for the repurposing of places like malls that you would literally be able to store hundreds of people inside of a mall if you were to be able to repurpose it for units, for people to rent out, people to live, for the homeless to be at. Am I thinking of this wrong? I think this may be a smart idea. If this has been going on in the military and they've been using storage units for a very long time, why isn't this common in America? Is this going to be a new way of people choosing to live? They already said that you go to different countries like Japan and so forth, and they have tiny homes. And tiny homes are becoming a thing in the US as well too, right? People have ADUs and all this other stuff in their yard or whatever it is, and they're building these little small places so that they can have extra place to live. But are storage units like this going to be a new thing? And should it be? Trisha says that's extremely downsizing. Matt Kirk says it's kind of like sleeping in pods in Japan. Work, sleep, work. Very similar, Matt. That's exactly what it's like. It's a pod. And I think it's Legit. NC worker says, I will ideally help the homeless. Oh, NC worker says, if it's temporary, then it's okay for time. You should have a plan in an event that something happens. You can move to a more stable place. It will ideally help the homeless. I agree, NC worker. 100%. I agree with that. Ant Dog says, I'm going to start a shipping container community. 6 folks to 1. Fred Atkins says his friends told him they called him the police. Oh, man. Professor Black Ops says you will be kicked out next week. Rolly says, damn, I thought it was illegal to live in a storage unit. I found dead rats in my storage unit. Walt Guy says this guy should not be on social media. It's insane, guys. This is what people are doing, though. People in storage units looking, look at that. It's a closet. Little baskets, little paintings. Check that out. This is what storage units look like these days. Grandpa sleeping over there, got his nice little lamp. Like my brother Matt says, pods.
So although I'm homeless by choice, I feel completely safe where I live. In order to get into my residence, you have to have a code. And in order to get on any floor other than the first floor in the elevator, you also have to have a code. So I don't have to worry about anyone running up on me while I'm sleeping. Now, this is my routine at night before I go do Uber. Because the business hours are from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and everything locks down, including the elevator, I have to set myself up to where I can get back into the unit once I'm done working. So that's what you see me doing here. I go up to my unit, I put my things away, I come back down, I set up the door to where it does not lock, and also to where no one can notice that it's open. There are other people here. I don't want to jeopardize them. I'll prop the gate open so that I can walk through, and I park my car outside. So although I'm homeless by
guys, check that out. She has a full system of how she's doing it. She has a full system of how she's doing it. Isn't that insane? Like, that's insane. And she made a part 2. Check this one out.
You're going to need to be as invisible as you possibly can be. You basically need to be a ghost. If anybody finds out you're here, that's when you start running into trouble. So, first of all, I needed power for my unit. So what I did is I ran an extension cord along the power cable up here, and I sort of zip tied it up. So you can't really tell its power is going to my unit unless you are looking closely. So this is my unit here. And at the top of the unit, you can see I have an antenna, and that's so I can get a cell signal inside the unit itself, because once you close the door, it drops all signal. I have a lock, which I've magnetized onto the door, so it looks like it's locked, even when it's not. And then when I actually do want to lock it, I can just use this lock or use another one down here and leave that one there. All right, so let's take a look at the unit now. So in here, I've got my TV, entertainment center set up there. I've got my bed. I've got my kitchen area over there, complete with a fridge, and my couch over here. Once you're inside here, you can close the door. And I've screwed on a latch here, so that way you can close it and sort of lock it from the inside. I've also put a mirror up so you can see what you're doing. Up here I've got a toaster oven, and this toaster oven actually works pretty well. I'd say it works just as well as a conventional oven. I've got some dishes over here, got some more pots and pans over here, and my fridge is right here. Underneath, they've got a filing cabinet, some tools, and some storage for some other stuff I have. Up on this part of the kitchen, I have cutting board, so I can make some lunch or dinner there. I have a hot plate for boiling water, cereal. Up here is the Tupperware, and then over here I've got a food cupboard for all my food. And this is the sink I've built, and the sink is basically like a 25-liter container filled with water. So you just open it up.
This guy has a full apartment in a storage unit. I mean, this guy has a full apartment in a storage unit. I'm not going to go through the rest of this because it's a lot. But this guy has a full apartment in a storage unit. Rolly says it's actually illegal. I have a storage unit, and there are dead rats in it. And she says, and my storage unit has security cameras inside out. I know it's illegal. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing this, but this is what people have resorted to. And guess what? They're going to say they have the right to do this. You and I know that when people cross the border, it's illegal. Right? And you and I know that living in a storage unit is illegal. They can go to jail. They can burn down the storage unit. They can burn down you and our places, you and our storage, because they decided to wanted to cook something inside the kitchen. And next you know, it started something on fire. Next you know, their storage unit is on fire. The next one, 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 the next one. It's illegal. But people are choosing to do it no matter what, because they are on hard times. They are having hard times. They have no place else to go. The other lady said that it was safe. It's not safe. Oh, I'm cooking over here. Can you guys hear me? Like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. This is illegal. It is illegal. And really says they go to Equinox Gym to take a bath. God damn! Oh, gosh. This is what's happening, guys. This is what happens when you aren't financially responsible. You don't have the right career. You don't have the right skills. You don't know the right people. This is what happens. All right, let's listen to my man right here.
Open until October 1st. I have family here in town. But here I am, living in the storage unit. And the bad part is your access gets denied after 10 p.m. So if I am to leave right now, I wouldn't be able to get back in. Here's my setup. I got my bed right here. Don't come at me. I'm literally living in a storage unit, bro. And how I lock myself in here to ensure that no one comes in here is I use this rope and I put it under my TV stand. And that makes it to where this door can't open from the outside. I've also dummy locked it to where it looks like someone isn't in here and they've got their shit locked up. So when the employees walk by, they don't know I'm in here. Slowly getting back to my feet, you know. Come join the journey. Follow. I'm currently living in a storage unit.
See? It's happening with all kinds of people, all different shades, all different colors, all different religions. It's happening, guys. It's happening all across the board. Whether this is a choice or not, it's wrong. But there's something that we can all learn from this. I look at it this way. These things can be used to house people. Like pods. Other countries are doing the exact same thing. I think it will become normal. But it's not going to happen in the United States for another 4 or 5 years. Things like pods and all that other stuff, they typically catch on in the West, and then it moves over here in the United States 5 or 6, 7, 8 years later. But you already see people already are doing things like that illegally. It will eventually become legal. It will. Guys, what do you think? What do you think about this? This is what the United States is in 2025, guys. layoffs, credit crisis, fintech companies potentially going bankrupt, people living in storage units. We are at the midpoint of the year. Is it going to get better? I'm still getting a whole bunch of messages on some of my videos about how Antoine is wrong. It's only going to get better. It may get better, but I will tell you like this, guys. Don't expect for anybody to help you. Don't expect for anybody to save you. Don't lean on the government. Don't be loyal, because companies aren't. They're going to make the decisions based on what they need and who they need and profits. Gain a high income skill. Continue to learn and grow. Go in a line of work that's going to allow for you to make the money that you want to make. Learn a skill that's going to allow for you to make the money that you want to make. Don't go into debt. Book a coaching session with me. And don't wait for it to be too late. Don't wait for it to be too late. I don't know how many times I've jumped on a coaching call and people are constantly wanting it to happen the next day. They can't wait. Don't wait for it to be too late. www.bokheights.com. I personally think too, Matt, it's going to get better. I think 2026 is shaping up to be a fantastic year. People are hopefully going to wake up. See that less government is better. Small businesses are going to start booming again. People are going to be making real money again. When small businesses start booming again, they're going to really care about their people. When it becomes big box, you already know. It's kind of the same reason why I choose not to go to the big box restaurants, right? Because nothing unique about it. When you choose to work for big box companies, there's nothing unique about it. They're going to do the exact same thing. It's going to be a good brand and a big brand, and it's probably going to set you up on your resume to look good, but you're not going to get the love and the care that you would with small businesses. That's why small businesses are best to work for. Small and medium-sized companies. And they typically hang on to their employees for a long time. That's just the reality of it, guys. I think the economy is going to get better in 2026, but right now, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is the reality of it. People living in storage units. God damn. Massive debt crisis. God damn. And layoffs. Shit. 2025 for you so far. Guys, I appreciate you guys joining me on this beautiful Monday. Thank you so much for all of the support. It's always fun to rock out with my guys and my gals. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Hopefully you guys have learned a lot and you see what 2025 is shaping up to be. Now, in your own little world, this may not be impacting you, but in other people's world, this is impacting them. Okay? So that's their reality of it. I just wanted to bring this information to you because this is what's being shared online. Now, hopefully you enjoyed it for our entertainment, but also for something for us to learn. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the share button. If you guys have any comments on any of this stuff, leave a comment in the comment section of this video. Until next time, we will see you guys next Monday. Peace and love. Out. Good to see you, Ant Dog. I appreciate you, brother. Hey, Sam, good to see you, my man. Steven Stern, good to see you, brother. Trisha, good to see you. Matt Kirk, good to see you, brother. MG Cannabis, good to see you. Rolly, good to see you. Thank you so much for being so active today, young lady. MJ Cannabis was in the house. Stevenson was in the house. Waltman was in the house. PBO was in the house. Good to see you, brother. PC Worker was in the house. Kurt Atkins was in the house. Walt Man, R3D. My brother Stern, I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Hey, Mallet was in the house. Good to see you, my man. Operation Tech Takeover. Good to see you, brother.